Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Vlog. Sorry, I am having a bit of a wobble. It's not me, table's uneven. So yeah, I didn't want a thingy to fall on the floor. Say hi, how are you? Anyway, as you can see, I have a cup of tea, burning hot though, so waiting for it to cool down. Today we're off to Death Valley. Sounds dark. I don't know why it's called that. I should have to Google it, or maybe my guide will tell me, but we're going to Death Valley anyway. And we'll stay in there for a very long time. It's a starry night one, so we're being picked up about 11. We've got lots to do just throughout the day, ending off with a starry night thing. And yeah, it's going to be 11 or 12-hour trip. So we just went out and got a Subway, which is for the trip. So because I could have sworn they said that lunch was provided, but they come back and said it wasn't. So they emailed and said it's not provided, but there are places to get food. But we will stop for lunch, and I thought, well, just in case, we'll get lunch to take. That way, if we don't like what's on offer, we don't have to eat the dinner later. We'll still be okay to like last the whole day, sort of thing. Plus we're going to skip breakfast, so that'll be fine. And we should skip a few meals, to be honest with you. Done nothing but stuff our faces with really fattening stuff since we arrived. My clothes are getting snug. But I went into a shop yesterday called Ross. I don't know if you're familiar with it, you guys who live over across here, but wow, there was a Calvin Klein hoodie, a zip-up one, for $24.99. Almost got it, but it's white. It's not a good colour for me. I mean, I had white on all day yesterday, and I managed to keep it clean. So that is actually something to put in the diary, to be honest with you, because, you know, I'm not good with white. I should have saved the white for today, because being out in extreme heats and everything else, I probably should have worn white, but never mind. So we didn't get to go and see Pink, which was sad, but we didn't. And it's all thanks to Ticketmaster and thinking I'm a robot. So we just didn't go. So that didn't happen, but we had a nice evening and we had a lovely day. Came back and I just said, oh, I'm just gonna sit on the bed for a minute and, you know, kind of ease my aching feet and stuff. Next thing you know, it was 4 a.m. I just fell asleep. I was like, oh, okay. But I've been awake since 4. Won't get back off after that. Oh, I was going to tell you a joke, because, you know, we've been missing those. And well, I've had loads and loads of pictures when I had to rip off my thingy. What do you call a Zen master in charge of snacks? A chipmunk. Okay, why does the bread take so long to digest? Because it loafs. This is making up for all the ones I haven't told you. Why was the cucumber seed late for work? Because he was in a bit of a pickle. What type of music does Santa's elves like listening to while working? Rap music? Oh dear. What do you call a bull before he grows his horns? A cowboy. That's obviously a football joke, I think. One that goes way over my head. But I know you've got the cowboys and the bulls and all that stuff, so I'm just assuming. Haven't taken any videos out and about. I really haven't done, but we had Donald Trump here last night. There were police everywhere. We just like flashing police cars, and I thought at first it was because it was Pink's show and they were doing all the kind of traffic thing, you know. And there was a sign opposite our window that said event parking, and I thought, it's a bit far from the event park there. Well, obviously it was the Donald Trump rally parking, and it was just up the road. Didn't see him. Didn't see him. Saw some really odd people yesterday though. We had a bit of a day of disasters, day of bad decisions, a day of mistakes. So it was my fault, totally. I thought, you know what, with this excessive walking in, you know, extreme heat, it's not doing my poor little tootsies any favours. So I thought, you know what, we're going to get the monorail for the week. So I went and got that. So we walked all the way to the MGM and down into the monorail, got the ticket. So we got on the monorail and we got off at the next stop, which was Paris and something called Horseshoe. But it set us off right at the back, and we had to walk through, and we had to walk outside, and we saw some real kind of homeless people there, rooting in bins, and then we kind of got to this part at the back where there was a guy playing a saxophone, and they had all these tiny little kind of outlet shops, and it was a bit of a different flavour from the rest of the strip that we've seen so far. We finally found our way to Paris, and we were given a bum steer by a woman who told us the way to go to the strip, which wasn't at all. So if we'd have gone the right way, we would have come out right on the strip. But we had another unnecessary mile trek around the building, and finally made it onto the strip. So we're walking along, and I thought the place we went for breakfast was near Planet Hollywood. Well, it wasn't. It was near the Hard Rock Cafe. I got it wrong. So we ended up walking miles and miles and miles to something that's just over there, So, I said, if we're going to be going, because we didn't know if we were going to go to the concert or not. And I said, if we're going to be going to the concert, I don't want to be exhausted before we go. So I don't want to do any walking. We'll get the monorail. And ended up walking miles and miles and miles in the hottest day I think we've had so far. Just to go back to the place where we got, it was called Dirt Dog, the place that I ate at. Gary had a something panda, which was oriental kind of noodles and bits and pieces. And there's one that's called rock and potato I want to try, but that does look rather gorgeous. But they all look extremely unhealthy and fattening. So if I don't have a heart attack before I go home, I want to know why. So anyway, Subway today. And but we went to the Outback Steakhouse instead last night. And we went there the first night we ever arrived 8 years ago. And it was absolutely the most amazing meal. Well, this one didn't live up to that, but it was still lovely, it was still nice, but it wasn't as good as the first time we had it. The server was a lovely guy called Christos, and we had a fantastic dessert though. We shared it. It wasn't a sharer, but we shared it anyway because, only really wanted a little bit. So yeah, we had an interesting day yesterday. Annoyingly, my fault. Several things that kind of happened yesterday were all like exacerbating my annoyance at myself. But it's still a nice day, still a good time, still had a lovely evening. But wow, exhausting. It is exhausting. Gary said to me earlier, do you think you'll come back here? And I said, only if I'm thin. Coming back this size, I'm serious. If I keep looking around and seeing people in those invalid carriage things, and I'm thinking, I want one of them. I just want one of them. Although I always vowed I'd never want one of them, because you use it or lose it, as they say. But I'm so jealous. I've never been so jealous of things like a disability in my life. So I want to sit down and ride. Yeah. Oh well. But yesterday was packed full of people. I guess Fridays and Saturdays are the weekenders come, and it was a bit uncomfortable for me. I don't like crowds very much, but with Trump and Pink in town, and weekenders coming to gamble and stuff, see shows, it was quite packed. So I'm kind of glad today that we are going off on an excursion in a small group to a wide open space. It's quite a good day to choose. And I just got a text. Hang on, who's that from? My bank. Oh, that's just what you want, isn't it, really? You're spending too much. Are you sure you haven't had your card stolen? But we met some really nice guys today in Subway. They wanted to buy us a foot-long cookie, but I said, no. They went, no, God, it's our treat. And I'm like, no, I really don't want a foot-long cookie. Do I look like I need any more cookies in this? But they were lovely. They were really, really good. And they were on their way to bed, we were on our way up. So yeah. They'd lost all, one of them's money. Yeah, that's Vegas for you. But we have had it's been a couple of days. It feels like we've been here forever. But really, yesterday was our second full day. And we've got exactly a week kind of left. Well, yesterday was a week left. And we have rebooked going to CLA. I know I'm going to take my inhaler. I should be fine. I mean, it's hazy, but, I do find it quite heavy, the air. It's moderate today, the air quality. So I can't see it being worse. If it is, I'm sure they would cancel it if it was too bad. Like, if we were going to be on fire or anything, they'd probably cancel it. If you haven't seen what I've been babbling away at before, it's about the wildfires and the smoke that they've blown across. But they say it's getting better, so they've come under control, I think. So it should get less and less as time goes by. So by the end of our holiday, maybe they'll open that Skyfall lounge and we'll be able to sit out on the balcony. That'd be cool, So yeah, I've not found any yarn yet, guys. No, haven't really ventured far to get any. But we do have a few days of nothing to do. When I say nothing, it's not exactly true. We have got a day where all we've got to do that day is go on a half an hour thing on the big wheel. So that day, Gary wants to do an open top bus of an evening. And there's a few days where there's nothing planned, which we decided that if we wanted to do a show or something like that, we could plop it in those days. Plop, that's a good word, isn't it? Plop it in. Plop it. I took some photos today. I will give you a little. I spent what? That's less than the previous week. What's it tell me how much I spent? I must have accidentally pushed the notifications. I know what I'm spending. Don't have to keep reminding me. Anyway, let's see these. Oh, it's wrong one. Can't show you. I needed the other phone. I didn't get that one out. I will show you on the next one. And hopefully lots more Death Valley ones to show you, which should be breathtaking. As long as it's not too hazy, of course, There is that. There was something I was going to tell you guys, and I keep forgetting. And every time I end this, I think, you should have said that. You should have said this. You should have said that. Heaven knows what it is. What was it? I can't remember. No doubt I will as soon as I say goodbye, but yeah, I was disappointed with Marshalls. We went in there again. Absolutely. We're going to go back though and get ourselves a hoodie, because the airplane on the way here was absolutely freezing, and I had Gary's blanket and my blanket over me, and I was still freezing. And you know me, I don't feel the cold. I'm always hot. So that was a bit of a shocker. And in the end, I did get my little jacket out, but it's sparkly. It's not built for warmth. It's built for, dressing up your outfit kind of thing. It was all I brought. I had a shirt, but it was in the case, which was in the hold. So I thought, if I buy myself a kind of hoodie or something like that, I can wear it on the plane. But I didn't get the Calvin Klein one because I just thought, I look like nothing on earth once I start getting it dirty. So yeah, we'll have a look in. Ross wasn't really that great. So we're gonna have a look in the Marshall store, because they had some as well, and they were all around the same price. Unbelievable. They're Adidas, they're Reebok, and Calvin Klein, as I said, and all the designer hoodies and stuff are $24.99. I cannot say, guys, anyone who's from the UK knows that you even go in the cheap sports shops and you're looking at sort of 40 quid each for those, or more, depending where you go. Especially the Calvin Klein, I wouldn't have a clue. My air conditioning's not really doing its job. See what I mean? I'm always hot. I'm glistening. I don't know why. I don't know what to do about all these like contraptions and buttons. I'd like to turn it down a bit so it's cooler, but I haven't got a clue how. And I'm worried that if I touch something, I'll probably ruin it, and we'll end up hotter. So that box on the wall that I said I have no idea what that is, I figured it out. It's some kind of air scrubber, because we've got these, I wondered why our buttons in the lift had these blue symbols on them, and it's something like fresh air. So we've got fresh air rooms, so I think that's what that is. It filters, so we've got like a nicer room than the average, which that's on. We had some luck, to be honest with you. Wanted the one with the tub, but unfortunately they're all gone when we, if our flight had not been cancelled, we might have got one of those, but there weren't any when we checked in, so we didn't get it. I'm really, you can see that I'm now getting redder and or sticky looking as I'm talking to you. I can feel the aircon, but it's going down there rather than at me. And I could, you know, if I knew those controls, I could probably get it to swish, get colder. Just don't want to ruin it. Just, please help. Anyway, that's kind of what we've been doing with our like the last day that we had, and I've got to go pack now and get ready to go, because we need to take sunscreen, sunglasses, little jacket for the evening. I'm just going to take a shirt. Hopefully I won't be cold. I mean, hopefully not anyway, because I don't really have a jacket. But we do need to pack, so I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching, and hopefully one of these 3 days I'll get myself an Uber or something and go down and get some yarn. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, but I'm gonna it's so hot. I'm hoping it does. It's 90 odd out there in the morning. Seriously, I watched the weather this morning. It said, you know, 9 o'clock it will be 93. Really? It's okay. And then it gets hotter and hotter. Kicked in now, I can feel a coldness. Must be voice activated. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, I'm gonna, one place I might visit is the Sphere. They've got robots in there and stuff. You know, I quite fancy having a look at that. There's also a little ride that we want to do. It's not like a ride really, but it's you sit in a simulator and you've got like a headset off and your chair, you know, like a simulator chair, and it's fully immersive. And the one I want to do is this, you're out in space. There is one that's a zombie roller coaster. I think Gary might do that. And there is a haunted house that's meant to be really, really scary. You could do that one. But yeah, there's all these programs that you can put on, and they're varying in length and how good they are. And we had a real good chat with the woman who runs it, and she said, don't do that one, that's really boring. But that one, you know, it's so, if you want tranquility, go to that one. So I'll have the tranquility. I think I need some tranquility in my life after the last few kind of weeks. And Gary could have the being chased by zombies and enjoy it. Anyway, another thing I kind of noticed, loads of kids here. It's a really bad place for kids. Last time we came, there wasn't one child on the whole holiday. Didn't see any. But this time, all we keep seeing are babies and kids, and you think, really, it's not a very good holiday for them. And they cry most of the time because they're hot. But, you know, downstairs they do actually have a little kids arcade in this particular hotel. But I've seen them out and about, babies, kids and everything. And I thought, you know, this is one place I wouldn't bring one, to be honest with you. It'd be a nightmare trying to keep a baby happy in this heat. And there's very little for them to do, really, or, you know, child. But you go along the strip and there are people dressed in, it's 100 degrees, right? And there's someone dressed in a fluffy Sonic the Hedgehog suit, a fluffy Mario, a guy dressed as Darth Vader in black, all covered in. And you think, you know, how they must have fans inside these suits or something. I would die. I would just keel over. It wouldn't be able to do it. So anyway, I am going to go this time and pack. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.